All right, well, if you are one who plays the Hoosier Lottery with the daily drawings, then you know each night here on WTWO, you can watch the numbers pop up.
45 seconds that can change someone's luck if their numbers are the ones that are randomly selected.
Odds are, if you play, you watch. But if you play, do you really know what goes on into the process?
Well, we took a behind-the-scenes look with the Hoosier Lottery to see it all unfold and learn more about the security.
And let's play Daily 3. Tonight's first number is...
Hoosier Lottery fans know each night they'll see the Daily 3 and Daily 4 drawings on WTWO.
Tomorrow night's jackpot is $245 million.
What fans don't know is what goes on behind the scenes.
Stand by. 5, 4...
Good Day Live got a rare look at the studio, the process, and the 45 seconds that any given night can change someone's life.
8. Next is 2. You're reading the numbers that you're reading them exactly as they come up. 6, 9, 1, 7. Okay, all of them. Let's be honest, because I am literally changing people's futures by reading these numbers, which is really cool to think about, but also is kind of a lot of pressure because if you read the wrong numbers and then you give someone false hope, and I definitely don't want to do that.
Katie Hargett is one of the 3 hosts who share duties on the daily draws. She started her career at WTWO and enjoys her role now in Indy.
It's fun. It's a really great way to interact with Hoosiers all across the state.
What we learned right away is there's a lot that goes into making winners.
I think there is so much that people don't know about the Hoosier Lottery. I think they think we just come in, these machines, pop the balls up, bam, boom, done. But what they don't see is all of our security guys checking the balls multiple times a night. They even use rubber gloves so that they don't get the oil from their fingers on it, which is something I never would have known. The first time I came in, they were using rubber gloves. I was like, why don't you just pick them out? They're like, well, the oil from your fingers actually weights the balls differently. So if you touch one ball but not another, the ball you touched will be heavier and therefore is less likely to come up.
When they get done, Jeff will go over and check the Daily 4 machines to make sure that the doors are locked. We consider that if something nefarious was going to go on in one of these draws, it would probably involve those ball sets. So we are very meticulous on how we handle those ball sets.
Steve Banks is the senior draw manager for the Hoosier Lottery. He and the rest of the security staff have 241 years of law enforcement experience between them. Their daily responsibilities are directly linked to what they know.
That serves us well, particularly in handling the ball sets in these machines, because we consider those ball sets as the same as you would as evidence in a criminal trial. I can tell you when those ball sets arrived here. I can tell you when they've been used. I can tell you when they've not been used. I can tell you who's handled them. There isn't anybody on trial here, but we still consider those, and we treat them the same as we would evidence at a criminal trial. We don't handle the balls with our bare hands. You'll see that we wear sterile gloves when we handle them.
The integrity of the game is first and foremost for the security team.
We've all got the same goal, and that goal is the integrity of the draw. There's 20 ball sets. The computer actually selects them, the random system that we use, and it will select the particular ball set to be used, and it will select the particular position in which that ball set will be used. The ball sets are kept under lock and key in the security room. It's sealed. There's a unique seal with a unique seal number. So the draw manager, one of the first things that they do when they come in, they will check that seal to make sure that the numbers match. And we know that nobody has been in there and been able to do any funny business with the ball sets.
The skills of being in law enforcement serve the security team well.
It's similar to the law enforcement, but it's different in that we're pretty safe and secure in here. The only danger that we got is if we forget to close one of the doors and one of the ball sets pop out. A couple of times we've loaded up the balls in the ball machines and then have activated the machines and left one of the doors open. So it's kind of like a volcano erupting when these balls start spitting out the door, the access door in there.
And what if one gets dropped by accident?
If that occurs, that entire ball set will be placed out of service. It'll be replaced with an alternate ball set, and that ball set will be out of service until Indiana Weights and Measures comes back and recertifies it.
The Indiana Department of Weights and Measures plays a role in the daily draw as well.
We asked the Indiana Department of Weights and Measures to come out and certify those balls before they're used. They're certified for their circumference and their weight, and make sure that there's no cracks in them. And that's done every 6 months.
The entire process from start to finish is like a well-oiled machine.
There's a lot of redundancy in what we do here to protect the integrity of the game.
And if you are a winner, then the luck of the draw really is on your side.
I'm telling you, it was fascinating.
I bet it was.
And you think about it, everything that they do that goes into the process. It starts at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
So for all of those hours, there's a very meticulous plan that leads them up to right before 11 o'clock each night.
That is so cool.
And I was fascinated. I learned a lot. And I learned that when they say you're lucky,
You really are.
You really are.
Wow.